Saucony Creek Brewing Company out of Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Reserve craft beer. Peach and Ginger Saison is a Belgian-style fruit beer. Let's give it a shot. Saucony Creek is one of those beer companies that it's in the local area. If you're out of state, you might not have seen it, but it's a very local company, and I've come across them numerous times, and I just never picked it up. Again, if I'm trying to do beer reviews, I'm trying to do something that if you're in a different state watching me, that you can probably pick it up at your local grocery store, beer distributor, wherever you pick up your beer from. That being said, I try to accommodate to the masses. This was something I've seen across my social media. I happened to see it at the beer store. I decided to grab it. And it's a peach and ginger saison. Does it taste like peach? A little bit. Does it taste like ginger? I don't know. If I'm comparing it to a ginger ale, not so much. There is a weird, really acquired flavor to this beer. And there's no alcohol content written on the bottle. So I should probably Google that or maybe go on their website and try to figure it out. I didn't do that beforehand. I apologize. But it gives you the impression that it's a high alcohol content. It's a fruit beer. It's a Belgian-style fruit beer. Okay, Belgian style. I'm thinking of a Blue Moon, something along those lines. A fruit beer. Okay, anything can be a fruit beer if you add fruit flavor to it. This is, it's a combination of those. It's light. It's airy. It's not extremely thick. There has a slight creaminess to it, again, like a Blue Moon does. But the flavor is just kind of, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where they were going with the peach and ginger. But it's giving me this kind of like you sprayed perfume in your mouth. And that's what you're tasting on your tongue. It's not very pleasant, but I can see how somebody might turn this into like, I feel like what I'm getting is like this raw ginger flavor, and it's not supposed to be like a sweetened ginger ale flavor, but there's just something that really kind of turns me off from this beer, the flavor-wise. Again, it's a local hometown brewery. I want it to succeed. I want it to do good. This might be from a very specific, maybe seasonal product from a specific lineup that I just happened to stumble across, and it looked appetizing, but I was very mistaken. Again, when it comes down to the actual Belgian style, the beer itself, I think the beer itself is done good. It's just the flavors that they put into it are just kind of off. I don't know who would go after a beer that tastes like this. It's just extremely it's kind of out there. It's really bizarre. My drinkability, I could see having one of these. It was interesting, to put it in a moderate fashion, but I don't think this is something I would revisit. I think this might be a year-round kind of beverage. I think that the fruit beer part of this description, it holds true to an extent, but it's not an absolute fruit citrus beer that you would only want in like a hot month. I feel like this peach ginger mix, it could potentially last year-round, but who knows, this might be a seasonal beer. This might be only specifically limited release during a certain time of the year, or maybe once in a lifetime. Who knows? I'd have to go on their website and find out, and I apologize. I didn't do the legwork for you yet, but then again, you could always type it into your local browser or your whatever web browser that you like to use and look it up on your own. Who knew that could be so simple? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give this a 4. I'm not very fond of it. I don't think this is something that I was expecting, but at the same time, usually if I expect less, I'm typically more or less overwhelmed, and it's in a nice way. This one's just, I saw peach and ginger, and I thought, well, what could go wrong with this? Well, that's my expectations for you. That being said, I wish this brewery all the best, Saucony Creek out of Kutztown. I really do. I wish you the best. I want to try more beers from you in the future, except this one just didn't do it for me, and I'm going to really try my best to not be biased and have this give me a bad impression or a bad taste on my tongue. No pun intended. So, again, that's Saucony Creek Brewing Company, Reserve Craft Beer, Peach and Ginger Saison.